Hey, this is Edwin Dearborn, another edition of Growth Driven. If you're looking for better outcomes in your life, just maybe changing your habits or bypassing old habits may be the answer. Edwin Dearborn here, another edition of Growth Driven. And today's video and podcast, I want to talk about your habits, how your destiny lies within your habits. 2020 was a tough year for a lot of people. It was a year of change for me in many regards. New businesses, leaving old partnerships, creating new partnerships. But most importantly, I think the shift for me and for many people that I work with was the change of our habits. We knew that obviously certain habits could not be performed. I mean, we could not go to an airport. I couldn't go to a coffee shop. We couldn't travel because of quarantine, 6 feet distance. Certain habits were forced upon us, whether we liked them or not, due to certain protocols. But if those were the only habits that changed for you, then there was a lesson to be learned, I believe, that will then change your future. I don't know if there's going to be more quarantines. Most likely. There's already talk about, I saw an article in Forbes, every 2 years we need to have a shutdown of the economy for 30 days to slow down the spread of just disease in general. Crazy times. I had to ask myself last year, this is now March 2021, in March of 2020, I kind of had my Jerry Maguire epiphany moment where I, woke up in the middle of the night, wrote my mission statement when the world was falling apart. And it was really just a moment where I had to be honest with myself about how am I going to move forward and survive in this new economy. Okay. I had to change my habits. Now, you have habits, whether you know them, aware of them or not. And a lot of people have destructive or positive habits, but they haven't articulated what they are. They haven't pointed them out and said, this is my behaviors that I do every single day that lead to my success, or these are the behaviors that are holding me back. It's very easy to point to one's DNA, ethnicity, upbringing, lack of upbringing, height, ugliness, beauty as to why we're successful. I hear it all the time. I'm French Canadian, so therefore I can't be successful. By the way, I am French Canadian, and I don't use that as an excuse. I'm also an Aquarian, but I could go, us Aquarians, but that's not opening the door. Those aren't something I can change. I can't change my ethnicity. I can't change my DNA or the month that I was born. But what I can change are my habits. And when you really take a look at people that are successful, you will see that they have certain habits. They get up early, they work out, they eat fairly well. They make their phone calls, they make their rounds, they do their actions. This is very true of sales. You can see a successful salesperson when they show up. They're out there promoting, they're selling, they're learning, they're improving their ability to sell. And, if we take a look at those who are on the other side, who are unsuccessful, they also have habits. They don't get up early. They don't work out. They don't learn. They don't do their role playing. So what really is the difference between a great salesperson and a bad salesperson? Or what is the difference between a great athlete and a mediocre athlete? And it has a lot to do with their training habits, their routines that they put in. In actual fact, your habits are your only weapon in your lifelong struggle for meaning, happiness, and making the most of your time. That is something that we can actually change, is our habits. Now, why do I bring this up as a virtual chief marketing officer? Because to succeed in business development, we have to deploy multiple strategies and platforms, whether it be email, social media, paid advertising, branding, sales training, follow-up phone calls, et cetera, et cetera. All these things done in combination, done well, done professionally, conducted consistently, will lead to more opportunities for a business. I mean, if you're running more ads to your target audience, you're getting more response, you're following it up rapidly with phone calls, with professional, teams, and you're putting those names into a CRM, and you're putting out branded content, and you're putting out engaging content, and you're servicing people well, you're going to grow based on those habits versus the guy who doesn't have those habits, or the brand that doesn't have those habits. And this literally is the difference. I won't name the person, but I've got a particular client that I've been getting with for, I don't know, 2 months. And we've laid out very simple steps to take his brand to the next level. And it's clear to him, and it's very clear to me, that if we took these steps, if we just executed these steps, it would lead to eventual expansion. If we do this promotional action to these people and offer these services, and we have a conversation every week, and he has failed to execute on the most fundamental actions that I continue to consult, even though he agrees that if those actions were performed, it would grow his business. So I told him, I said, well, because his business is seasonal, I said, your good seasons right now, this is why we need to get the marketing going, because eventually your not good season, your downtime is fast approaching. And all the marketing we didn't do when times were good, we're not planting the seeds for the eventual crop that we could garner, that we could harvest if we were to start now. It's just like farming, right? You got to plant the seeds, got to water the soil, got to nurture it, got to take care of it, and eventually the plants grow. This is also true of business development. And these simple little habits of getting out the emails, putting out good content on social media over and over and over. Not one email is going to change his business. Not one single post on social media is going to change his business. What will change his business is the continual good habits of following these routines over and over and over. That's how his brand will build. That's how any brand builds, is repetition of proven, workable, good habits, positive processes, business processes, positive plans, known strategies. And we could take any endeavor, but for me as a virtual chief marketing officer, where I see this is that businesses will not execute their promotional activities, the simple basics, day in, day out, every hour, make the phone calls, send the emails, post the content, survey your audience, find out what they want, engage with them, learn to improve your services on a daily basis, interact with people, care about people on a daily basis. This is what's missing in business development, are the good habits. You want to change the destiny of your business. You want to change the destiny of your finances. whatever it is. I'm just talking about business because that's the point of my show. You're going to have to bypass and handle your old habits that are keeping you on the pathway that you're on. Either direction, good or bad, these are created by your habits, your routine, subconsciously or consciously. It doesn't matter how we assign them. The moment you grab control of those habits and you change them so that they lead to better outcomes, that's when the better outcomes occur. Executing on those habits. My last interview that I did was a gentleman who's very successful in real estate. And this was, I asked him, I said, we talked for like 40 minutes. He gave me a lot of information about why he's successful. And I said, okay, I meet you in an elevator, and in 2 minutes, you've got 2 minutes to distill everything that you've learned about how to succeed in real estate. You got 2 minutes. What is the key, most important strategy I need to walk away with in having just met you for 2 minutes? He goes, your habits dictate your outcome. This is a man who is not only a multimillionaire, but coaches thousands of realtors across the United States. And that was his 2-minute most important conversation with me. Habits dictate your outcome. You don't like your outcome? Then maybe it's your habits. Maybe it's the habits and the team members that you're managing or not managing as well. But somewhere along the line, there's a routine or a habit, good or bad, that is connected to the outcome. That is the correlation. So, what outcome do you have in your life that you're not happy with? Are you willing to actually confront the habits that are leading to that? That takes a lot of humility. That takes some courage. And on the other side, do you have some really good outcomes? Have you documented these habits so that they could be passed on to others? So that you could build a team who emulate your habits. You're a really good cook and you want to expand your restaurant. Have you written up the recipes? Are you creating training videos? Are you showing others the habits? Are you instilling these good habits in others? That would lead to expansion. You do something well, document it, train people in on it, find the people that will replicate your good habits. This is a vital part of culture in a business. Is an important part of culture is finding the good routines, the good processes, the good habits, and then disseminating these across your team, encouraging that they are followed, discouraging those who won't follow them, employing people that resonate with your good habits and routines, your philosophies, and eliminating those people who won't honor or follow them. This is a critical underlying factor in success in any endeavor. But again, growth driven is mainly about business development, marketing, and branding, how to grow a business. And what I talk to you today is extremely applicable. Extremely applicable. It is now something that I've always discussed as a coach, as a business person, but this is now going to be, tell me about your outcomes and tell me the habits that are leading to it. I'm poor. Great. Tell me about the habits that are leading to your poverty. I'm pissed off. Great. Tell me about the habits that make you pissed off. There's always going to be a connection, good or bad. All right. I think you get the point. If you need help instilling good habits in your business, your marketing, reach out to me. And if not to me, find someone, a coach, a mentor, a minister, your parents, your best friend, someone to help you start to develop the habits that will change your destiny, that will put you on the path of where you want to go. The moment you can control your daily habits is the moment you begin to control your life. Thank you once again for joining me here on Growth Driven. Hope to see you again soon.